Hello viewers, welcome to Great Online Training. I am Ranjit, I am R developer, and today I will discuss about some basic of R and SAS coding, right? How we'll write the code in R and SAS interchangeably, right? So in the previous video, we have discussed about the basic outline of SAS and R, right? How we'll set the working directly and how we'll get the working directly in R, right? And how we set the library in SAS. Okay, and after that saw the nomenclature in R as well as the SAS, right? And then at the end we have decided we have created some data frames, right? And we have also discussed the type of variables in both the programming languages, right? So let's jump into the R studio, right? And we'll start from the what we left in the last video, right? So if let me check the working directly. So for that we have to just write here get wt, okay, then parentheses, just control enter. Okay, so it is in C drive, so let me change into D because I saved some data set over there. So let me change set using this function set wt. Okay, and then I have to specify the path here, so I have kept the path here and let me paste here. Let me add the double quote. Okay, so just run with control enter. Okay, so let me check once again. So get wt. Okay, so if you see, the working directly is set in D drive and then R training and data. Perfect. So let me so last time we have created one data frame, right? So with 4 observation in each variable, right? So in name we have 4 observations, right? So in age also we have 4 ages, 4 variable for the age, and similarly for the 4 observation for the sex, right? So let me use some function here so that we can check what is the length. So suppose I'll write create one variable name dot length. Okay, so let me use the function length. Okay, and then if you write name here, so it will give, oh sorry, I didn't I have not run that. So let me copy this and let me paste here at the bottom. Okay, so that will create once again, and okay, so let me create this. Okay, perfect. So let me use some function here, length. Okay, so what it does, it gives the length or dimension of the variables. Okay, so if I write here length and then name, I'll specify the variable name. Let me store in some data like n, right? Okay, so just let me run with control enter and then just run n. Okay, so if you see, length is 4, right? Similarly, we'll replace the here value with an age in 4, and then we'll replace with 6. Okay, so all having 4 length, right? So in R, how it creates the data frame, how it creates the data set, right? So it matches it stores the length of all 4 variables, and if all having the same length, right, then it will create the data frame. And in any case, if all the variables what we are passing here having different lengths, then it gives error and it will not create. Okay, so let me copy this and just change the length and make it different, right? So I paste here. Let me add here one name. So maybe write Ankit. Suppose we don't have age for the Ankit, right? So just write here missing. Okay, and then if you write here the gender male. Okay, so let me run the length function. So length of name, let's run this. So here we have 4. Let me change to age. Here we have 4. Okay, so I have not run that. Maybe I have to run first. Okay, and if I go there, if I just run the function, let me paste the function here. Okay, just run the function length and change the name. Just run the function. Okay, so here we have length of variable name is 5, right? So let me let me calculate the length for variable age. Okay, so here if you see 4, right? Similarly we'll do for length of variable sex. Okay, so if you see all 3 variables, so here if you see the age is having length 4 and the other sex and name is of length 5, right? It creates the data frame. Let me create demo 4, right? So data dot frame. Okay, then write the name. First variable is name, then age, and then sex, right? Okay, so let me run this. Okay, so it is giving error, right? Because all 3 are not having equal length, right? Here age is having length 4 and other are having length 5, right? So in that case the R will not create any data frame. So for that, what we have to do, we have to add here something so that it will have the equal length, right, of the other variable what we have. So we have to add here. So what we can do, so let me do there, let me do here. So maybe we can concatenate C age and then right here NA. Okay, so let me do that. Let me run this. Okay, so let me check demo 4. Perfect, right? But here this is not a good way to add something into the data, right? So maybe we can write in a more dynamic way, right? So let me remove from here. Let me convert here, right? Age, and I will, what I'll do here, I'll create one variable here, max underscore length, right? So let me create here. So I'll use the function max. So what it does, it stores the maximum of this string into this variable, right? So I'll use the max, and here I'll create the length. I use the length function and length on name, right? So it gives 5. Then I'll use length on age variable, and then the rest is length on variable 6, right? So I'll store here length variable, so it should have of length 5, right? And then what I'll do, I'll use here in the variable which having length 4, right? So maybe I'll write age 1 is equal to concatenate, right? And maybe we'll concatenate age, and then here I'll use replication function rep, and we'll replicate NA, and then how many times it will replicate. So we'll replicate the rest of time, right? So rest of the number what we are lacking here. So if you see, the maximum length is 5 and here we have 4, so it will repeat. We wanted this to repeat only once, right? So here I'll write max underscore length minus length of age. Perfect. Let's check the parentheses. Okay, so let's run this. Let me change the dataset name so that we'll see whether it is creating or not. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, perfect. So if you see, here we have created NA using this function. So this is more dynamic one with similar sort of code for the rest of the variable like name and sex, right? So let me copy this code here, and I'll change the variable name for, let me write name1. I'll paste here and I'll change is to name, because we are creating similar sort of function for name as well, right? I'll write here name and the last we'll change for the remove 6 variable. Okay, so here we'll change 6, and here also we have to change the variable. Okay, perfect. So let me change the dataset name here as well. So maybe 6 and then 6. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, so it is creating NA, right? Suppose what I do, I'll just go to the dataset and write here, I'll remove name here from here, right? So let's see how it replaces. Okay, so let me run the code. Okay, let me change the dataset name. Maybe we'll see what is going on. Okay, so if you see, it has created NA in a character because name 1 is of character type, right? So it has created NA, and then it is more dynamic one, right? So similarly we will remove here. Let me remove the mail from here so that we'll check whether it is creating here or not, right? So let me change the dataset name. Okay, so we should have some sort of differences here, right? So so here if you see, earlier it was 4, so I kept 5 while adding 29 here. So in that case there should be differences of length, and the rest will be replaced with NA, right? So let me check here. Yeah, see if both are replaced with NA, right? So this is very handy functionality of R, right? So let me change the name as Ankit as the previous one, and we'll see one sort of imputation part here, right? So let me remove this age, let me add here male. Okay, so let me run one by one. Okay, and let me change here the dataset name 9 and then 9. Okay, so let me show you this 9 dataset. Okay, so here if you see, it replaced with NA, right? But I want to replace this NA as the mean of rest of the values, right? So what I'll do, I'll just add 21, 22, 25, 28 and divide by 4. So it may come near about 24, right? And I'll replace this NA with 24, right? So how will you do that? Okay, so let me go to here, age 1. So I'm replacing with NA. So instead of that, what I'll do, I replace with mean of age. So what it does, so mean is a function, it calculates the mean or averages, right, of rest of the values, right? So whatever the 4 values, 21, 22, 25, 28 is there, so it will create the mean and it will replace the values there, right? So let me show you. See, it replaced with 24 because 24 is the average of all 4 data point here. Okay, so good to go. So let me show you some other functionality as well. So first of all, I'll show you similar sort of function in SAS as well. So okay, so earlier we have created 4 data point. Let me add here Ankit as well. So let me write Ankit, and we'll write here NA, then male. Okay, we run here, check the log. Yeah, no error. So if you see, dot is created. So in SAS it won't create NA, right? Because the variable age is of numeric type, right? So it creates dot instead of NA. And similarly for age and similarly for name and sex variable, right? So R and SAS has some different nomenclature and different way of dealing the variables, right? So if you see here in R, it created NA in the numeric variable, right? But in SAS it created dot. So okay, let me check the data let me change the similar sort of functionality in SAS. So for that we have one proc contains So as I discussed earlier, so SAS has some different functionality. So it has different procedure to do some sort of task, right? So if I use this proc content, so what it does, it provides the structure of the data set, variable type and length of variable, how many variables we have, how many data points we have, right? So similar sort of information we'll usually get when we run this proc. So proc is basically a function, a sets of function to perform a specific task, right? So let me run this part here. Just select the code and just press the submit button. Okay, so if you see, there are a whole lot of information. This is dataset name, then variable observation, indexes, right? Observation length, and this is date created, this engine type, right? So Windows information also, and here you see the observation and other file names, right? Location. If you see the temporary location, it is received in C drive, right? And this is 64-bit host, right? And this is the version of SAS, right? 9.04. And this is the more important information that we are looking for, right? So if you see, these are the variables, age, name and sex. So it has sorted alphabetically, right? And these are the types. So age is of numeric type and length is 8. Similarly, name and sex is of character type, right? Okay, so this is how we'll check the variable type and variables, right? Variable information in SAS using proc contains procedure, right? Let's do the same functionality in R. Okay, so R has different functions. So there are one function class, right? So what it does, so it provides the type of the data, right? So if I write class and name, so it returns the character, right? Let me write comment. So it provides type of data, right? Similarly, we'll have other function as well. So like ls, so it provides list of variables and data sets. So the function is ls. So with parentheses, if I run this, so it gives a whole lot of, so age is a variable I have created here, right? Then these are the dataset name, then maximum length is age, maximum length is variable, n is also variable, and then name and sex are also variables. So it provides all list of variables and dataset what we have created in a particular RStudio session, right? So there are other functions as well here. There are other functions like str, so it provides the structure of the data. So if I pass here demo and control enter, it provides all the information. So demo is data frame, so it provides the structure here, and it has 4 observation, 3 variables, right? And all the basic characteristics of variable here. So name is character, so these are the few values of name, and then age is of numeric, so these are few variable here, a few values, 21, 22, and then all, right? So this so str, what it does, so it provides the structure of the data, right? Or data sets or variables. So if I pass structure on a variable name, so str on name, right? So it gives the information. So name is character, it has 1 to 5 length, right? And the first value is Anil, then Emily, and then the rest one, right? So these are few functions. Let me check the data type. So there is one function rm. So what it does, it removes the data or list from the environment section, right? If you see, there are a whole lot of variables here, the values, the variables, and the above are data, right? So if you wanted to remove the variable age, so what I'll do, and let me write here the comment, it removes the variable data sets, okay? So what I have, how we have to do, we have to write rm, and then in the parentheses we have to specify the name, right? So it removes age. If you see, age is gone from here, right? Similarly, if you write rm and then 6, just if it is appearing here, but if I run this, it will remove from this environment, right? Suppose if I wanted to remove some data sets, so maybe we'll write here rm and then suppose write demo. So demo is appearing here in the first row. If I run this code, this line, so it will disappear from. So suppose if I wanted to remove all the data and the variable from here, right? So what I write here, so I'll write rm, right? And then we have to write here list is equal to ls, right? So it will remove all the data set and variable from the environment. Okay, see, everything is clean here. So far, and let me check, let me show you. Okay, so far we have seen the remove rm function. So it removes the data set and it removes the list, right? It removes the individual variables as well. So let's see how we'll remove the variable and data sets in SAS, right, from the working library. So let me show you here. So in the working library we have one data set demo, right? So suppose if I wanted to remove from demo datasets from here, so how we'll do that? So for SAS we have one proc datasets, right? Proc datasets, right? And here we have to write the lib is equal to fork, right? And then we have to write here no list, right? And then kill, okay? And then we write here quit. So if I run this, right? Okay, so far we have removed the individual variables and data sets, right? So it will clean the work library, right? Whatever we have here, data sets, variables, and right, anything, right? So let me run this using this submit button. See, everything is gone. So far we have done some more functions in R as well as in SAS. So maybe we'll stop here and we'll do some other functionality